All right, guys, here's the top 3 things I wish I'd known when I was first getting sober. Number one, learn to be selfish. A lot of people that are in recovery suffer from a low self esteem and they feel like they're not worthy of other people's time and they're not even worthy of their own time. And this low self esteem causes a lot of us to try to help people out in the community because they like the reward that they get from other people when they're thanked or they're congratulated, and it boosts their self-esteem. But the truth is that you need to be working on yourself at all times. You are the number one goal in this situation. Your priority is your sobriety first and foremost. You're not going to be able to help other people until you're right. You need to do things in your own life and in your own daily routine that are going to build your self-esteem for yourself. This will give you a way more lasting effect than worrying about trying to build your self-esteem through other people's compliments. Number 2, let go of the guilt. A lot of us feel like we let people down, and a lot of us feel that we let ourselves down, and we deal with this guilt when we're find this clarity in getting sober. It's the first time where we're actually like feeling our feelings, and it's just overwhelming the amount of guilt that we feel for the things that we've done. And you should never forget all the things that you did in your addiction. You know, you might have hurt family members, friends, maybe you lost relationships with your kids. You should never forget this because this is a reminder of how bad it can get. And you have to keep that in the back of your head of how bad it was to keep you pushing forward into sobriety. But you cannot let the guilt cripple you. If you worry about the guilt and you worry about everything that you did and you stay in the past, you're never going to move forward. You are not your past. You're you now. And you have to start thinking like that. And when you start thinking like that, you become a new person. Number 3, Rome was not built in a day. They say 80% of New Year's resolutions are failed by February. And that's just because their expectations are just unrealistic. When you've been having a behavior pattern and your personality has been built off of years of addiction, that's not something that you can just change overnight. This is going to take time. And the way you need to think about this is you need to think about what are you going to do on a daily basis that's going to lead you to your long-term goals. So for me, when I got sober, I wanted to start a family. I wanted to be married. I wanted a good job. I wanted to have cars. I wanted motorcycles. I wanted all this stuff. I wanted to be able to catch up to everybody else that I went to school with or that I was friends with before my addiction that were so far in their life, and I felt that I was so far behind. And focusing on that was crippling, and trying to see like how much you think you need to achieve and want out of this life. You have to be realistic with yourself. Happiness is going to come from the tasks that you do daily that are working towards that long goal. So all of my tasks throughout the day when I was getting sober were all based around me trying to become that person that was going to be able to get married, that was going to be able to have kids, that was going to be able to buy cars and motorcycles and have a good job. And I did that through my daily process of waking up early, working out and changing my body physically and mentally, which is building my self-esteem and just building me as an all-around person. I was eating healthy every day so that way I could lose weight, and that would boost my self-esteem also. Focus on the daily tasks that you're doing and congratulate yourselves every time you do one of those tasks. Don't focus on the long-term goal because it's not going to happen overnight. You have to be realistic.